who argued that the education system performs the function of selection, allocating students to the most appropriate jobs for their talents, using examinations and qualifications.
Right again. Talcott Parsons is a valid answer.
An important branch of sociology that study the social factors that influence and are influenced by all educational structures and processes, both within and between societies.
Sharp thinking. Educational sociology is the right choice.
Education is not about the theory, but it involves application and ability to use in real life. Based on the sentence above, which principles of education represent the sentence? Good thinking. Professional competence is the right answer.
Which sociological perspective would most likely suggest that education is necessary for people to earn more money and advance in society for the purpose of social stability?
Strong choice. Functionalist perspective is the right answer.
A theory sees that the purpose of education as maintaining social inequality.
Perfect. Conflict theory is the correct choice.
Education is thought to serve as a mechanism for reproducing the class structure of society, thereby reproducing the privileges of the dominant culture.
You chose Marxist, and it is correct. Who believed that education makes the transition from family to society possible by getting people used to universal values and achieved status? Smart pick. Talcott Parsons is the correct choice. It is the study of the past, specifically the people, societies, events, and problems of the past, as well as our attempts to understand them. Nice work. You chose history, and it is correct. Through which social institution society deliberately transmits its accumulated knowledge, skill, values from one generation to another.
Bravo. Education is the answer.
It is the discipline or field of study which deals with the institution of education and all the other factors related to society. Valid point. Sociology of education is true. In the intersection of sociology and education management, what is the role of building partnerships with families and communities? Correct response. Enhances the school's relationship with the community is the most accurate answer.
Education and dash are closely related processes because education builds on the base of knowledge already acquired early in life.
Right choice. Socialization is the best answer. Who saw education as an essential agency of socialization, whose function is to transmit core values to the next generation? Exactly. Emile Durkheim makes sense, and it is right choice.
Formal education HAT involves instruction by specially trained teachers who follow officially organized polices is called.
Clear logic. Your choice schooling is sound and 100% true. According to the report, what are some challenges mentioned in the intersection of sociology and education management?
Excellent choice. Addressing cultural differences and promoting inclusivity is the right answer.
Dash is the scientific study of society, including patterns of social relationships, social interaction, and culture. Well done. Sociology is the right choice. Who proposed the idea that education is a tool used by the ruling class to reproduce the existing class system? Excellent. Karl Marx is a brilliant choice. How can the Malaysian government improve access to and quality of education for children in rural areas?
smart move. By providing better infrastructure for rural schools is an accurate answer.
According to the functionalist theory in socialization theories, what is the role of education? Well reasoned. Socializing individuals for their future roles in society is the correct choice.
What are the principles of society that relates to the development of education in a country?
Solid response. Economy, class and social equalities is a valid choice. How does the education system in Finland contribute to socialization process in its schools?
Nicely done. By starting formal education at the age of 7 is a solid answer.
According to him, sociology is the scientific study of patterned and shared human behavior. You got it? Your choice, Joseph H. Factor, is right.
Sociology has been derived from two terms, logos, which means dash, while socius means group.
Good job. Your answer study works well here.
Functionalist sociologists believe that the most important function of education includes
Correct. All of the above is the right answer.
What is the estimated percentage of national spending that goes on education in the work?
Well picked. 13% is the correct answer.
it is the study of human ways of life in the broadest possible comparative perspective.
Nice selection. Cultural anthropology is the correct and valid answer. What is the estimated national spending on education in the UK in 2020? Great thinking. Pound 87.2 billion is the right choice. What is the period of compulsory state education considered in the UK? Great job. A time that prepares them for the future is the accurate answer. According to functionalists, what is the major function of education? On track. To transmit society's norms and values is the correct answer. At the macro level, sociologists view education as getting affected by... You're right. Social forces is the correct answer. Application of principles of sociology to education is known as... Exactly. Sociology of education makes sense and it is right choice. What is the main focus of the field of sociology of education? Smart move. Social aspects of education is an accurate answer.
What are the conflicting functions of education influenced by? Good job. Your answer, economic development, works well here.
What is the term access? In education, typically refers to
Right choice. Ways to ensure students have equal opportunities is the best answer. Examples of subjects included in the core curriculum are... Correct. Both A and B is the right answer. What is the role of education in change and innovation? You chose to advance knowledge, and it is correct. Who is the father of educational sociology? You're right. George Payne is the correct answer.
What are the major functions of schools?
Well done. To provide education is the right choice. Who is the father of sociology? Excellent choice. Auguste Comte is the right answer. Education can be defined as... Valid point. Education is true. how you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Good thinking. Contact Narayan Changda is the right answer.